Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the All-Star Game at Nature Valley Field here at the home of the Reapers, and we are set to go. But I will mention this year's different. It's the Cubnals captain Reece Woolwine versus the Black Cats captain Keegan Nance, and we're doing a draft like team captain-esque thing this year. It should be different. It should be good. So without further ado, here are the teams. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing Team 1 in the 2025 All-Star Game. Here it is, the manager from the Western Division. It's Keegan Nance and the Black Cats. Now, player number 2 from the Eastern Division, the captain of the Archers, number 17, Taggart, Woolwine. And rounding off Team 1, the rookie from the Reapers, number 7, Reed Morningstar. Okay. This is a big team. Keegan Nance obviously making his, I believe, third appearance in this All-Star Game. Taggart making just his third as well. And then, of course, Reed Morningstar making his first as a rookie. And this is interesting with the inter-division play here at the All-Star Game. So first time we've seen Archers and Cats play together.
All right, for Team 2, we've got Reece Woolwine. We've got Fisher Mills. And we've got Brayson Boyer.
I love you, Brayson.
This obviously is a big team. You have Reece Woolwine in his potential third MVP season. You got the bounce back of Fisher Mills in one of the greatest bounce backs of all time. Fisher Mills having his best year yet. And then Brayson Boyer, who has been on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 All-Star Game where we're doing something different this year. It's weird, but we're doing captains, teams, Team 1 and Team 2 because we had people bail. More specifically, the entire Bandit squad. But it's fine because we got a 3-on-3 and we're doing it strange this year. So, Keegan Nance, how do you feel about your team? What are you looking for today?
I'm looking for not walking people, which we'll see how that goes. And bombs.
I mean, it is notorious to hit a bomb out of this. And then, I guess for my squad, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. It's weird playing with the Western Division side players, so we'll see what we got. But I feel like it's a pretty decent game, even game. So, I mean, might as well get it going before anything else weird happens. Limit for pitchers. So here we have it, the bat toss here. It looks like it'll be Reece Woolwine catching for the game. Team 2, and I'm excited about this game. First time we have interdivision play, and it definitely will be interesting as Reece catches it here. Him and Nance go at it once again, and it looks like Reece and Team 2 will be home. And so that puts some interesting things on the board. The question everyone's been asking since we switched it, on a whim, of course, the Bandits' 2 players could not come and join us here this time today. So we had to switch it up a little bit. And now the question becomes, what do you do with the lineup? Keegan Nance has 2 of the best pitchers, including himself on the team. Reece Woolwine and his side obviously have big fielding and batting presence. So if we take a look here, it looks like Keegan Nance will be leading it off for Team 1. Of course, he'll have Reed Morningstar batting second, a big bat in his first showcase game. And then Taggart Woolwine rounding it off third. And that's a big spot for the kid who's having a little bit of a down year, but he has always been that home run presence at the plate and could be a big bat here in this game. Now for the field, you have Reece Woolwine starting on the mound, Brayson Boyer in right, Fisher Mills in left, and that is a good defensive lineup. I will tell you folks, the question is how well will the pitching go? So we'll start this one up here early and quick as, of course, Nance will lead this off. Reece will be on the mound. So here it is. He takes the first 2 pitches, and that swung on, hit well, but not well enough. Mills drops the ball in the field of play, and that'll be a leadoff single, I believe, on an error. We take a look at this one. Mills just bounced out of his glove on the first play of the game. Reed has nothing so far. 3-0 count with the runner on first. ball 4 just like that, and the first 2 runners are on. And we have our first head-to-head matchup between Taggart Woolwine and Reece Woolwine. Of course, we have a lot of face-offs so far in this game, and we're going to have a lot with the Reapers playing against each other, as well as Mills and Nance on the other side of things as well. Taggart stands in. The pitch is tapped on the ground. That's in fair territory, and everybody will be safe. It's a bases-loaded spot here early for Team 1 as Taggart gets that job done moving the runners, and Reece is in a jam. Nance obviously had that blooper last hit. The pitch is swung on down the line. That's going to get by Mills. Reed will score. The other runner will move up, so it's an RBI single. Bases still loaded, and Team 1 takes the lead first. It's 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. And it'll be Reed Morningstar up to bat once again. Of course, he walked his last time up. Huge spot as that swung on and missed. So Reece trying to gain control here in this windy condition. That's ball 4. That'll score another run. So it's 2-0 now. And you start to wonder what other pitchers they have in the field. Do you put in Mills or Brayson? But they'll stick with Reece so far. No outs and a 2-0 score. So Taggart once again the big spot facing his brother who he's dominated off. That's a tapper, and 1 run will score. Reed didn't run for whatever reason, so that'll be an out at third base, as Reed would have been deer in the headlights anyway, but it is 3-0. Now you start the question of who's going to come in for pitcher. I believe they will switch it as Brayson Boyer will be making his All-Star Game debut on the mound here with 1 out. Nance looking good with this matchup. Obviously, he has had success off of his division rival. Here he stands in now. The pitch from Boyer gets it popped up, and Brayson has the second out quickly. So first and second, 2 outs now here in the field in the top of the first. As they throw it around the horn, Boyer looking good off the mound so far. And now we have it. It is the head-to-head matchup of the Reapers. Boyer faces his teammate Reed Morningstar as that's ball 1. And a huge spot here as that swung on and tapped. Boyer is going to flip to third base and get him. That'll do it for the inning. It's 3-zip. Off of the first 3 runs, Boyer comes out and closes that inning for Team 2, and that's huge as we head to the bottom of the first. So a big, good first inning from Team 1 there. Not a whole lot, but productive, as we'll see what Team 2 can do, and they have heavy presence in the batter's box. You got 3 of these players who are known for their swing. You got Reece Woolwine leading it off. Of course, he's having the season he's having. Brayson Boyer, potential rookie of the year. And Fisher Mills, who's having a comeback season like none other. This is a big team in the box, I am telling you. Of course, they will be facing on the other side some adversity on the mound, as you got Reed Morningstar, who looked great his first 2 outings. Keegan Nance in right, Taggart in left. That is a little bit surprising, but we'll see how that plays out later in the inning as we get to set. Reece Woolwine will stand in to lead things off here for Team 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. As he looks, the first pitch from Reed, we'll see the delivery, and the pitch is poked down the line. Fair ball. That'll roll to the wall, and Reece is thinking too. He will be in there with a stand-up leadoff double to open this All-Star game for Team 2 and give Brayson Boyer a runner in scoring position. Now we have the opposite effect. It's the teammate facing teammate. Of course, Brayson technically won the last round. So here's Reed's turn to make a statement. Boyer at the plate, 1-0 pitch is popped in no man's land. That's going to fall fair, just barely down the line, and the runner will move over. And it's runners on the corners for Fisher Mills. Mills standing in now to Reed. That's lined up the middle and through past Taggart. 1 run will score. Brayson is thinking 3. He will get there safely. It's an RBI double for Fisher Mills to make it a 3-1 ball game. A huge swing there by the Poncho. And it'll be back to Reece with 2 runners on. Standing in, obviously swung at the first pitch last time. He'll see what he can do this time. He's swinging eager again. That's on the ground. Past Taggart, that'll score 1 run. The second one will come around third to score, and it's tied. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Reece with a 2 RBI single makes it a 3-3 ball game as that just barely got past Tag. A defensive switch out there in the field. Taggart's playing right, Nances left. Brayson swings at that one to the wall. No, Nance cuts it off, and that is back-to-back base hits, 14-2, as 2 runners are on for Mills. Of course, you have to be careful with number 25 here at the plate. Big presence. His last appearance was in 2022 in the All-Star game, and he is having a big season at the plate. So he stands in. That pitch is swung on deep. No way. Yes, it is. Mills has broken it open here. It's 6-3 as he is the first homer in the All-Star game and the first ever homer here at Nature Valley Field. And he gives Team 2 a 6-3 lead.
Yes! That felt so good. Wait, that's the first.
The biggest of swings for Fisher in the All-Star game here, and it gives them the lead. It's 6-3 as we head into the top of the second, and we'll see who is back on the mound for Team 2. But Fisher Mills delivering a huge shot here early in this game. So here it is. We head to the top of the second, with Brayson, Boyer on the mound, and Nance leading off this inning. Of course, he hit well last inning, but Brayson got Team 2 out of a jam. Of course, the delivery. As that swung on and tapped the other way, that's going to get through the fielders. That'll be a leadoff. We'll probably label it a single, and there's a runner on first. The second head-to-head matchup between the Reapers players. That swung on. That'll one hop to the fence. Reece gets it in quickly. Played off the wall well. So it'll be first and second. Taggart looking to see what he could contribute to this inning. That's up the middle. And that gets past Reece. Nance will be thrown out at third. What a recovery. A big play by Reece out there and left to get the first out of the inning. And that was huge. This ball just gets past Reece on the pick, but he was able to flip it to third base. Missed Keegan, but got the out. So that'll be 1 out now for Keegan Nance, who will come up to bat again with runners on first and second, 1 out in the inning. And we'll see what he can do against Brayson Boyer. Obviously singled off of him earlier in the inning. So Nance stands in on a 3-1 count. That is laced and caught by Reece. Woolwine. That was so quick I couldn't even see it. A huge second out, and we're going to have to replay that. What a catch. Laced barely had time to react, and that was insane. So Morningstar with the 3-2 count off of his captain, Brayson. And the pitch is swung on and missed, and he got him. And once again, he goes down by the hands of Brayson. And that'll do it for Team 1 here in the top of the second inning. A big scoreless frame for Team 2. So once again, we get to see this Team 2 lineup at the plate. Their bats are working. So is the defense. And the pitching by Brayson Boyer has been huge. So we'll see what they can do with a 3-run lead headed to the bottom half of this inning. So here it is. Reece, the leadoff batter for this inning. That swung down the line, a fair ball. That'll roll to the wall, and Reece will wheel into second base with a stand-up double to lead this inning off for Team 2. So a long AB between Nance and Brayson, the 9th pitch and a full count. Got him swinging, and it results in a K. Huge by Keegan Nance to get the first out of this inning. And what an AB that was, and we'll see Fisher Mills come up with 1 out.
Did you see that?
1-2.
So the 1-2 count on Mills. Rides inside and hits him. And he surprisingly takes the walk, the first hit by pitch that they've taken for a walk. And that'll put 2 runners on with 1 out here in this inning. So here it is, the full count pitch to Reece. Got him looking with a high curveball. Big pitch by Nance, and he's feeling it now. That's 2 outs there in the inning with 2 runners on. Brayson once again with a long AB. That's popped the other way. That's a fair ball. Mills is coming around to score from third. The throw will not be in time, and that'll score the 7th run for Team 2. And it's 7-3. Runners on the corners with the swing by Boyer. So Mills stands in. The 2-2 pitch from Nance. Gets him swinging on a jammed fastball, and that'll get them out of the inning. So only 1 run comes across here in this bottom half of the second. It's 7-3. We head to the third.
7-3. 7-3, top
So
of the
here
third
it is.
inning.
We head to the top of the third, and the big question will be who's on the mound for Team 2. Of course, Brayson Boyer has pitched 5 of the 6 outs eligible. So will they have him for 1, or will they put Woolwine or Mills back in it? Of course, Team 1 is just more concerned about putting the bat on the ball and getting some runs across. As they're down by 4, we head to the top of the third. So it does look as if Mills will be the one warming up here for Team 2. And he'll face off Taggart Woolwine, who leads the top of the inning off. Because that's what a leadoff hitter does. That's swung on for strike 1. So Taggart stands in against Mills. The pitch is tapped on a 1-hop to Mills, and that'll get the first out, as that's a big play by Fisher coming off that mound. There's 1 out. So Nance facing his all-time rival, Mills. The pitch is poked up the middle. Brayson boots the ball to second. Off his hands, some weird spin, and that'll put a runner on first with 1 out here in this inning. So the full count to Reed. Here it is, the pitch lost in ball 4. That'll put runners on first and second now with 1 out, and that'll bring up back to Taggart Woolwine, who has a chance to put something across as they have a runner in scoring position. So here it is, T. Woolwine stands in. The pitch is swung up the middle and through for a base hit. Nance is going to come around to score the throw. Oh my gosh, he got him. What a throw by Reece. Nance stopped like a deer in the headlights, and the cannon by Reece got him, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Nance is slightly challenging the call halfway between. We'll take a look at it. Reece unleashes that throw in right there. Keegan Nance looked like he was halfway past that marker, and I believe that's going to stand for an out. What a throw by Reece. A great read by him in the outfield, and just an absolute cannon of a throw, and that's huge for the 2nd out of the inning. So here's Nance standing in on a 2-1 count. The pitch is on the ground towards the corner. Reece makes another good play, steps on the bag to get Taggart, and that'll do it for that inning. So once again, no runs come across. It's 7-3 as we head to the bottom half of the inning, and once again, Team 2 tries to increase their lead. They are looking on it right now.
Were you last out? Here we go, bottom of the third, 7-3.
So here it is now. It looks like Reece will lead off once again for Team 2 as Mills struck out last inning. And he will put on the batting glove and face his brother. So we have a divisional matchup here as he takes strike one. So Reece with a major AB, the 8th pitch, comes and that's popped out there and left, and Reed makes a running grab. So that'll be a leadoff flyout for the first out of this inning. So a huge AB, Brayson battling back, down 2-0, and he goes a walk. What an AB right there. That'll be a runner on first with one out here. So Mills looking at a 3-1 count. Down the middle, the pitch is ball 4, and that'll bring in Reece Woolwine back up as that brings 2 runners on base with only 1 out here in this inning. Obviously, these two have some history. The first time they've played against each other in the All-Star game, and that's popped. Reed lets it fall, and that'll give the bases loaded as that's a single up the middle. I'm not quite sure what the communication was out in the field, but that's a base hit. So Brayson stands in another walk, and that'll score a run. It's 8-3, bases loaded with 1 out. And now Team 1's going to have a meeting between Reed and Taggart, and I believe Reed's going to come into pitch. So Reece stands in here on a 2-2 count. Bases loaded, the pitch is popped up the middle. That's smoke, that'll get to the fence. 1 run will score. Brayson's coming around third. He is going to glide in easily on a 2 RBI single by Reece. A huge swing there, and that'll put runners on first and second. And it is 10-3 as that's a 2 RBI single. So Brayson stands in against his teammate, and he gets him this time. Strike 3 on the inside corner, and that's a huge out as that's the second out of this bottom of the third. And it'll bring up Fisher Mills once again. And the pitch is high. That'll do it there. So once again, that'll bring up Reece Woolwine off the walk as Fisher Mills loads the bases. So Reece standing in once again against Reed. The pitch, bases loaded. That's popped once again. He's frustrated. Reed lets it fall. Brayson will score, and that brings across another run. It's 11-3. Team 2 is tacking on the runs here in the third. The delivery is hit hard on the ground. That'll get by. Another run will score. It's 12-3. Here comes Brayson into second. Reece scores easily, and they are up by 10. It's 13-3 here in the bottom of the third, and that's a 6-run rule once again. And this is big as we head to the top of the 4th inning, and Team 1 needs runs drastically as they are kind of being blown out right now. So here we are to set off a new inning, and it looks like Reece will be back on the mound in an interesting move. Reed standing in 3-1, and he will walk him. So that'll be a leadoff runner on first base for Team 1. And so we get to see Taggart versus Reece once again. The pitch is swung on, hit deep. Does it have a chance? It's gone! Taggart, Woolwine homers off his brother in the All-Star game. He's done it here, a 2-run shot to give Team 1 2 more runs on the board, and they're not dead quite yet, as that was a long bomb to left by Taggart Woolwine, the 3-time All-Star. Big swings by Taggart here as he got all of this one off of Reece. And that might be the jolt they needed as that one was way gone over the fence. So a big swing there gives it a 13-5 score. And we get to see Keegan Nance. The 2-2 on the delivery. Got him, strike 3, disgusting pitch by Reece. This ball started behind him, strike 3. So big intentions as Reed Hits that hard off the ground. That'll roll to the wall. That'll be a single easily for Reed here.
I'll try it. I'd be on my hands and knees. Need another homer, all right? I'll try it. I'd be on my hands and knees.
So we get to see Taggart off of Reece once again. Obviously homered his last AB. 13-5 runner on first. The pitch. No way he did it again. Taggart, Woolwine has done it. You've got to be kidding me. Back-to-back ABs with a homer. And Taggart Woolwine just made it 13-7. His second of the inning. And he is on something right now.
Oh my God. Yes, he did.
Taggart Woolwine responsible for 4 RBIs already in this inning, and they're slowly creeping back in this game.
Winning by 7 runs. Hey, that's Reece ball. Sorry.
The pitch to Keegan from Fisher. That's hit hard off the ground. Brayson will have no play anywhere. And it gets by him. Nances is going to sneak into second base with a leadoff man on second. He'll decide to stay there, and that's huge for this team. Reed with that guy on second. That's hit on the ground. Past Fisher. That'll roll to Brayson, and he'll have no play there either. Runners on the corners for the big bad wolf of Taggart Woolwine, who is homered in his back-to-back last 2 ABs and is responsible for all the runs this inning. This is not the guy you want to face right now if you're Fisher Mills. You have to be careful with this kid. What a performance this inning by Taggart as he spikes ball 1. So Taggart on a 3-1 count from Fisher stands in. The pitch is swung. This is not real. It's gone. Taggart Woolwine has done the impossible. Back-to-back-to-back ABs with a home run, and he has put the team on his back. It's 13-10, 7 runs in the inning for number 17, Taggart Woolwine. His 3rd of the game, and that's absolutely insane. Taggart putting the team on his back. It's 13-10 as we head into the bottom half of the inning. And it's a totally new ball game as Team 2 has to regroup here after Taggart Woolwine single-handedly drops 7 RBIs in that inning. Wow. So Mills will stand in against Reed. The pitch is swung on the ground. Reed picks that up off the mound and will throw him out at first easily. And there's the first out of the inning. 1 man up, 1 man down. Reece stands in against Nance. The pitch is squared up, but Reed makes the catch out there and left. A great play. What a play over his shoulder to get the second out. So 2 men up and 2 men gone. That'll put Brayson in his spot. Nobody on, 2 men out. And he'll stand in against Nance. So here it is. The 2-1 pitch is swung on. That ball's spinning. Way. It'll land fair. Brayson hasn't run. And that's a fair ball. That's live, and Nance will get the 3rd out by this. 3 men up, 3 men down off of luck. That's huge, and Brayson doesn't like that, but the ball technically spun in fair, and that is a live play. So 3 up, 3 down. We'll head out of this inning.
13-5.
So here it is. It's big time here in this game. It's 13-10 headed into the 5th inning. And this will be do or die for Team 1 as they're down by 3. Of course, Taggart last inning put them on their backs. And that 1-2-3 inning was huge by Keegan and Reed. And now they need 3 runs to keep this game alive and keep this playing. They're going to put Reece on the mound, I believe, for 1 out, and we'll see what they do after that against Keegan Nance. He stands in again against Reece. The pitch is barreled deep. Not deep enough. It's at the base of the wall. So he will be on to start this inning, and he just missed that one. And they're going to put Brayson back in there. Of course, Reece has been locked down defensively and left. I'm not sure why they didn't do this just to start. But they got Reed Morningstar up to the plate. Oh, against Fisher Mills now. Reed against Mills. The full count is another walk for number 7. So that'll put the tying run up to the plate. And you know it, Taggart Woolwine. He's homered in all 3 of his last ABs, and this is the guy you don't want to face. And they'll put in Brayson Boyer, their best pitcher for Team 2 so far today. A nightmare situation for Team 2 right here. So here it is. No outs, the pitch. Ball 4 to Taggart, and that'll load the bases for Keegan Nance once again. The 3-2 to Nance is swung on and missed. 1 out in the inning. Bases still loaded, but they save 1 run so far. It's still 13-10. So bases loaded, 3-1 off his teammate. The pitch is inside, ball 4. That'll score a run. It's 13-11 and keep the bases loaded with only 1 out. So if you're Team 2, you got to be thinking, what is the plan? Especially with Taggart Woolwine coming up to the plate. So Brayson being careful, and he walks him. It's 13-12, and they're within 1 run with only 1 out in the inning. Bases still loaded. Nance against Mills. Tying run on third. The pitch is poked on the ground. Mills will go to first, and it'll be tied. The second out is retired. Mills got him at first, but that brings home the run, and it's a tie ball game. And that is huge for Team 1, who has only led this game in the top of the first and has been down ever since. The All-Star game is tied. So here's Reed Morningstar with 2 runners on, 2 outs. The pitch. It's swung on deep, and he pimped it. It's way back there and gone. Reed Morningstar has given them the lead. A big swing by the rookie, number 7. And this game has just taken a turn. A major swing by the rookie, Reed Morningstar, to give his team the lead, and he knew it. One of the more electric swings of the day. And this team has their 4th home run of the game, and they take the lead. It's 16-13. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's now do or die for Team 2. And, of course, that man right there, Fisher Mills, is hoping they squeeze out this win for his 2nd All-Star Game MVP. But right now, it's looking like it'll go to Taggart Woolwine of the Archers in that Team 1 performance so far, as him and Reed and Keegan, that whole team, have battled back and now lead this game at the very end. So let's see what happens, and we'll see what Team 2 can do with Reece at the forefront leading it off. The pitch, 3-0. Low to Reece Woolwine, leadoff walk. The pitch to Brayson is up and in. It hit him. And in that scenario, they're going to take any base they have. So back-to-back walks give the baton back to Fisher Mills, as he is the tying run here in this game. And we'll see what he can do. Of course, he has been good in this Poncho's jersey. If you're Keegan, you got to be careful here. That hit him as well, and the bases will be loaded, as this team are taking very unselfish ABs, and it'll be back up to Reece Woolwine as the winning run, and I don't think there's a better guy that you would want at the plate. So big opportunity here, but it hit him. The 2-2 pitch hit him, And will he take a walk? As he talks with Brayson, he really doesn't want to, but being an unselfish player, he does. That'll give them the run. It's 16-14, bases loaded. And you could tell he really wanted that AB from Keegan. His swing was looking good throughout that whole system. But now it's Brayson Boyer with the bases loaded. 16-14 in the tying run on second base against Keegan. So the 1-2 count to Brayson from Keegan. The pitch hit him, and once again they score a run. It's 16-15. It's a one-run ball game, and that's huge for this team with Fisher Mills coming up to the plate. So Mills, the tying run on third. The pitch is popped. Reed makes the play, and that's a huge out. They're down to their last 2 outs. But the tying run is on third, as that's a big out from Team 1. And I think they're going to switch pitchers here, as it'll be Reece Woolwine once again to face Taggart. And this is a huge moment. And, of course, it comes to this. With 1 out, bases loaded, as they're down by 1. So Reece trying to be the hero. 1 out, the pitch is popped down the line. Reed makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Back-to-back outs, and they're down to their last. That's huge for this team here. Just on the outside edge of the camera, but a huge play by Reed, and there's 2 outs. And so how great would this be? Taggart Woolwine put the team on his back, and now he has a chance to get the last out of the game. 16-15, bases loaded, ball 1. If he can get this strikeout here, this will be the greatest performance, arguably already the greatest All-Star game performance, but that's ball 2, and he's looking a little flustered. Brayson, 2-0, the pitch. Watches strike 1 down the middle with the tying run on base at third. So 2-1 the pitch. Watches strike 2. And all of a sudden they're down to their last strike. Taggart is 1 strike away from winning the All-Star game for Team 1 and Keegan Nance. And Reed Morningstar, but Keegan Nance's team. The 2-2 count to Brayson from Taggart. The pitch. Ball 3, it's a full count. And now they start to feel the pressure. What do you look for if you're Brayson Boyer? If you're Taggart Woolwine, what are you trying to throw? So here it is. This could very much mean the game. The full count pitch. Ball 4, it's tied. A huge AB by Brayson. Taggart is very frustrated. That is huge. 16-16, we're tied once again for Fisher Mills, who on his side of things, if he wins the game here, he's locked for game MVP, as he has the Team 2's only homer. So he'll have to face Taggart now. Taggart still trying to fight for extra innings, but Brayson Boyer's AB right there was huge. I don't think he was swinging at all. The first pitch, ball 1. So here it is, the 3-0 count to Fisher. The pitch, ball 4, and there you have it. Back-to-back years, the All-Star game is decided on a walk-off walk, but Fisher Mills has done it for Team 2, and what a game this was. He will obviously win game MVP, but we have to talk about Taggart Woolwine and arguably the greatest All-Star game performance. We don't know what that'll look like, but wow. So there you have it. The All-Star game MVP belongs to Fisher Mills, which, believe it or not, is his 2nd time winning, the only player in history to have 2. But ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about Taggart Woolwine and his performance today. Honorary All-Star Game MVP, the 3 homers to drag his team back into it. What a performance.